Good morning. Thank you for joining me this morning. Yesterday we spoke a little about concentration and two possible meanings of concentration. One as a kind of tightening, and the other as simply resting the attention in one place and allowing everything in the background to be there. So concentration in that second sense is just turning towards something without having to block out anything else. So there's no restriction or tightening in that second sense of the word. And this morning we'll continue to practice concentration in that way, in that lighter way. This time we'll move the focus of concentration a little bit more than we did yesterday. And you're welcome to do this sitting or standing or lying down, whichever suits. It can be useful to have in mind a sense of thoughts, emotions, and sensations. And whatever comes up in your experience can generally be recognized as a thought or an emotion or a sensation. Sensations there including physical sensations, sounds, sights, smells, tastes, touch. So while we're keeping the concentration in one place, and of course the mind wanders off and we come back, anything else that comes up, we can generally just acknowledge it as, that's a thought. That's an emotion. That's a sensation. And because we are practicing non-judgmental awareness, during the practice itself, we don't need to decide whether the thought is important or not, or whether there's anything we need to do about the emotion or the sensation. We can just acknowledge it as a thought or an emotion or a sensation. And at the end of the practice, perhaps there'll be something we'd like to do about it, and perhaps not. So I hope that categorization, thoughts, emotions, and sensations, can be helpful and can support us to keep our concentration in one place. And even if other things come up, we can acknowledge them as thoughts, emotions, and sensations, and then gently bring the attention back to wherever the focus of concentration is at that point. So just making yourself comfortable, taking your seat, posture that feels awake and alert, but also relaxed. Maybe closing the eyes or lowering the gaze. So just beginning with an awareness of the whole body. Sitting or standing or lying. points of contact between the body and whatever is supporting you. In the feet and the seat, the hands, contact between clothing and skin, between skin and air. Picking up the feeling of the breath too. Wherever you sense the breath right now, maybe in the nostrils, the belly, and if the breath and focusing on the breath gets you tangled up somehow, as always, you have options. You could bring awareness to the hands or the feet instead. Wherever you choose to place your attention, just resting it lightly there, like a feather brushing a crystal glass. Just turning towards this sensation from one moment to the next. If you're concentrating on the breath, noticing perhaps the full length of the in-breath, the full length of the out-breath, the pause between the in-breath and the out-breath, and between the out-breath and the next in-breath. Allowing an awareness of the breath to ground you in this moment, this brand new and undiscovered moment. Riding the wave of the breath. The in-breath all the way up to the peak, and on the out-breath all the way down to the trough. As if you're surfing the wave of the breath. And of course, the mind will be distracted at times, maybe by sounds or thoughts, motions, smells. When you notice this distraction, this wandering mind, you're already aware. So just acknowledging where the mind has gone, a thought, a sensation, an emotion, and coming back to the breath or the hands or the feet, wherever you've chosen. A very simple practice. Nothing special. No special feeling we're trying to cultivate, hunt for, create. Just observing reality as it is right now, grounded in an awareness of the breath. With the broad expanse of awareness in the background. As you next breathe out, letting go of the breath or the hands or the feet in your awareness, allowing them to move to the background and turning attention to sounds. So allowing sounds to take center stage and everything else to be in the background. Sounds from nearby and far away. From your device, including my voice, and from the room and the space around you. Sounds overlaying other sounds, perhaps. Seeing if you can rest the mind on awareness of sounds. Noticing any muscle tension in the body. Noticing if concentrating on sounds involves a certain tightness for you. And seeing if you can release that in the jaws or the arms or the legs or the belly, shoulders or the neck. Just gently turning the mind towards sound. And letting your attention rest here. Continuing to breathe, of course, knowing that you can return to the breath at any point. Acknowledging the mind when it wanders, coming back to sound. And as far as possible to the raw sensation of the sound. The mind may picture the sound or tell a story around it. See if you can allow the raw sensation of the sound to predominate. Nothing to do, nothing to get right or wrong, nothing to work out. Just observing things as they are, however blurry or clear, however stable or changeable. Very often the latter. And in your own time, as you next breathe out, perhaps letting go of sounds in the center of your attention and turning back to the breath. Once again, allowing the sensation of the breathing to take center stage. Allowing sounds and silence to recede into the background. Keeping a wide open awareness, just turning towards the breath. Seeing if you can drop beneath the waves of sound and thought and emotion into the calmer waters beneath, the stillness of just awareness, of just seeing how things are without trying to do anything with them for now. Watching what's inside you and what's outside. Just observing, observing and resting the mind on the breath. An anchor that you can come back to wherever the mind wanders. And as you next breathe out, opening the awareness so that the center of your attention includes the whole of the body, not just in your peripheral awareness, but in the spotlight of attention. Allowing awareness to expand from the breath to all corners of the body, at the surface and deep inside. Feeling the awareness billowing out, unfurling into the whole body. Noticing sensations in the hands and the feet, pelvis, the torso, throughout the body now. It can be harder to maintain this broad awareness, so coming back to the breath whenever you choose as a way of steadying, and then opening out again. Including the skin, perhaps the space beyond the body too. Just resting the mind in this wide open awareness. Witnessing what is here. And that's it. Just noticing. Thoughts, emotions, sensations, and anything else. The awareness that lies beneath all thoughts, emotions, and sensations. Like the blue sky behind the clouds. Today's poem is called "The Place I Want to Get Back To" by Mary Oliver. The place I want to get back to is where in the pine woods, in the moments between the darkness and first light, two deer came walking down the hill. And when they saw me, they said to each other, "Okay, this one is okay. Let's see who she is and why she is sitting on the ground like that. So quiet, as if asleep or in a dream. But anyway, harmless." And so they came on their slender legs and gazed upon me, not unlike the way I go out to the dunes and look and look and look into the faces of the flowers. And then one of them leaned forward and nuzzled my hand. And what can my life bring to me that could exceed that brief moment? For 20 years I have gone every day to the same woods. Not waiting exactly, just lingering. Such gifts bestowed can't be repeated. If you want to talk about this, come to visit. I live in the house near the corner, which I have named Gratitude. Thank you for joining me this morning. I wish you a good day, and I'll be back at the same time tomorrow. Take care.